Almost 5 months after a popular Cleveland hairstylist was found shot to death in her Warrensville Heights home.
It's just for my mom. Something has to happen. We don't feel safe.
Nothing's going to bring Amanda back. Nothing fixes that.
Just the little things that I'm gonna miss. So much love.
She was supposed to be planning a wedding. Instead, her family was planning a funeral. And the man who called 911 that night, he didn't call for help. He called to confess. Then he sat there and waited while she bled out on the floor of the home they shared. But here's the part that will stay with you long after this video ends. The shot that took everything from her didn't kill her instantly. It took away her ability to move, her ability to fight back, her ability to even crawl to safety. And in those final moments, she wasn't alone in that house. Her daughter was there too. Let's go back to the beginning. Because Amanda Williams deserved better than the ending she got, and the least we can do is tell her story right. Amanda grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. And if you know Cleveland, you know it's a city that builds a certain kind of person. Tough, loyal, not the type to quit easily. Amanda fit that mold completely. She became a hairstylist. And I know that might sound like a small detail, but stay with me here, because it actually tells you everything about who she was. A salon chair isn't just a chair. For a lot of women, it's the one place where they feel seen, where they can talk, laugh, complain, cry. And Amanda made that space feel safe for people. Her clients didn't just come back for the hair. They came back for her. She was also a mother. That part matters too, maybe more than anything else. Because everything Amanda built, everything she worked for, she was building it for her kids. The career, the house, the stability. All of it pointed in the same direction, forward. So when a man named Tyrell Edwards entered her life and things progressed to an engagement, people around Amanda saw it as another step in that same forward direction. They had no idea the direction was about to change permanently.
Now, before we go any further, I need you to do something. If you're watching this right now, and you have someone in your life who makes you feel unsafe, even occasionally, even just sometimes,
I need you to pay attention to this story, not just for Amanda, for yourself. Hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel exists to tell stories that could genuinely save your life or someone you love. We cover cases like this every week, and the patterns we document, they show up in real relationships, in real homes all the time. If you don't subscribe, that's your choice. But you might want to drop a comment explaining why you're willing to miss stories like this. I'm genuinely curious. Back to Amanda. By all outward appearances, she and Tyrell Edwards were building something real. They moved into her home in Warrensville Heights, a suburb just outside Cleveland. Quiet neighborhood, residential streets. The kind of place where you wave at your neighbors and your kids play outside. And then there was an engagement. Now, here's something that domestic violence researchers have documented over and over again. The most dangerous period in an abusive relationship isn't necessarily the middle of it. It's the transitions, the moments when something shifts, an engagement, a breakup, a decision to leave. Those are the flashpoints. We don't have a full picture of what the day-to-day dynamic looked like between Amanda and Tyrell. But what happened on the night of October 9th, going into October 10th, 2023, tells us something. It tells us a lot, actually. It was late, nearly midnight. At approximately 11:40 p.m., a call came in to Warrensville Heights police. The caller was Tyrell Edwards. He didn't say there had been an accident. He didn't say someone broke in. He didn't ask for an ambulance in a panic. He told the dispatcher that he had just killed his fiancée. Just like that, past tense, done. Officers arrived to find Amanda Williams with multiple gunshot wounds. She was still alive. They rushed her to the hospital, but the damage was too severe. Amanda did not survive. And when investigators started piecing together what happened in that bedroom, the story that emerged was not the story Tyrell Edwards was about to tell. Let's talk about what the evidence actually showed. Edwards fired 6 shots at Amanda Williams. 6. One of those shots hit her in a way that paralyzed her from the neck down. The bullets that prosecutors focused on most heavily were the ones that struck her in the neck and back. In the back, that detail matters enormously, because Tyrell Edwards was about to stand in front of a jury and claim that he shot Amanda in self-defense, that she had come at him with a knife, that he feared for his life. If someone is running at you with a knife, you don't shoot them in the back. The body doesn't lie. The trajectory of a bullet tells a story that no amount of courtroom testimony can fully erase. But here's where it gets really interesting. And by interesting, I mean deeply disturbing. After Edwards shot Amanda, after she was paralyzed and bleeding on the floor of their home, he did not call for help. He did not try to save her. He did not apply pressure to the wounds. He did not do anything that a person who claims to have acted out of fear and not malice would typically do. He let her lie there. And Amanda's daughter was in that house. Her daughter tried to help her mother, tried to get to her, and Edward stopped her. He physically prevented a child from trying to save her own mother's life. I want you to sit with that for a second. Now, the moment the story got into the hands of the local community was the moment it ignited something. Because here's what happened next that had people absolutely furious. After Edwards was taken in for questioning following his own confession call, he was released. Due to what was deemed insufficient evidence at the time, he walked out. He called to say he killed her, and he was released. The outrage was immediate and loud. Amanda's family didn't go quiet. Her friends didn't let it fade. Community members showed up. Church leaders spoke out. Local advocates pushed. And that pressure kept the case alive long enough for investigators to build what they needed. This is actually one of the things true crime as a genre can do when it's done right. It shines light on cases where the system moved too slowly. It reminds us that justice doesn't always come automatically. Sometimes it takes people refusing to let a story disappear. And Amanda's people refused.
I want to pause here and be honest with you about something. If you've made it this far in this video and you still haven't subscribed,
I want you to ask yourself why. Because the cases we cover here don't live in some distant reality. They happen in places like Warrensville Heights, like Cleveland, like your city. The victims are hairstylists and mothers and daughters. The perpetrators are fiancés and partners and people who seemed fine on the surface. This content could be the thing that helps you recognize a pattern before it's too late. For you, for someone you know, Scuspert. And if you genuinely won't, go to the comments right now and tell us why. Because honestly, your reasoning might be more interesting than you think. And it might help someone else. In early November 2023, a grand jury handed down an indictment against Tyrell Edwards. He turned himself in shortly after. The charges were serious: multiple counts of murder, felonious assault, domestic violence. The trial moved into 2024, and throughout the proceedings, the defense kept returning to the same argument: self-defense, fear, the knife. But the prosecution had a problem with that story, and they laid it out methodically. 6 shots total, the wounds to her back, the paralysis, the fact that he didn't render aid, the fact that he prevented her daughter from helping, the fact that he called to confess, not to save her. This next part might seem obvious, but a lot of people miss it. Self-defense claims in domestic violence cases succeed most often when the physical evidence is ambiguous. When the prosecution can tell a clean visual story with forensics, juries tend to follow the evidence, not the testimony. And the evidence here told a very clean story. The jury deliberated, and then they came back. Tyrell Edwards was found guilty. 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, 1 count of domestic violence. When the verdict was read in March 2024, Amanda's family was in that courtroom. I can only imagine what that moment felt like. That mix of relief that someone believed her, that the system finally moved, and grief that none of it brought her back. It never brings them back. Edwards was sentenced to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 24 years. 24 years. Amanda Williams was supposed to be getting married. Her daughter was supposed to grow up with her mother present. Her clients were supposed to keep coming back to that salon chair where they felt safe. None of that gets to happen now. Here's what I want to leave you with. The six shots Terrell Edwards fired that night didn't just end Amanda's life. They broke a family apart. They took a mother from her children. They took a woman who made people feel seen from everyone who needed her. And the lie he told afterward, the self-defense claim, the attempt to reframe what he did as survival. That might be the most revealing detail in this whole case, because that's what a certain kind of person does. They destroy something and then they try to explain it away. They take and then they justify. The jury saw through it, and so do we. If you're in a relationship where something feels off, where the tension is building in ways you can't quite name, please don't wait for a dramatic moment to take it seriously. The dramatic moment is usually too late. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-7233. Save it. Share it. You never know who might need it. To Amanda's family, her children, her friends, her clients, we see her. We told her story because it deserved to be told, and because she deserved to be more than a headline. She was more. She always was. Thank you for staying until the end of this one. It wasn't easy to tell, and I know it wasn't easy to hear. We'll see you in our next true crime story.